Hello everybody out there, Portly Paladin back here again. Looking a little rough today. Sorry about that. I just woke up a little bit ago. It's 7 o'clock in the morning here in the Richards household. Uh, yeah, just got up and threw some laundry in, so if you hear that noise, that's what that is. I had to have something to wear to work today. I had to get some things washed and cleaned. Um, so yeah, weighed in just a few minutes ago. Sat here to do this video, so it's really early. I can tell can tell that I'm tired. You can see it in my face, um, but yeah, let's get right into it. Weighed myself. Here's my chart that I've been keeping, by the way. Uh, and I weighed in today at 471. So still not back to where I was before. When I was at 469, which was back on November 8th, so it's a little over a week or a month after that, and I'm down to 471 now, so I'm almost back to where I was when I finally broke that 470 mark. And I'm looking back here at my chart, and let's see here. Goes back to this particular one. I have another one somewhere else, but this particular one goes all the way back to August 30th. And in August 30th, I was 473. So, let's see, that would be almost 4 months ago, and my net loss right now is only 2 pounds. Yeah, I've not had a good 4 months. I'm looking over it here. Lost 3 pounds, gained a pound. Lost 2 pounds, gained 2 pounds. Lost nothing, gained 3 pounds. Lost 4 pounds, lost nothing. Lost a pound. Gained 5 pounds, gained 5 pounds. Lost 5 pounds. Lost nothing, lost 4 pounds. So, yeah, it's been definitely a roller coaster in the last 4 months. I can't really attribute that to anything in particular. Um, I mean, I had a lot of stuff going on in the last 4 months, that's for sure. I had a lot of depression issues for a while there because I wasn't working and had the whole money problem. I told you I was tired. Sorry about that, but I know my wife's going to laugh at me about that one. The last video I did that I yawned in, she made fun of me and laughed at me, but it's okay. I don't really care. I'm tired. What can I say? But yeah, what I was saying is, I did have those depression issues there for a while because I wasn't working and everything, and had the money problems and stuff. So that, I guess that's part of it. Why I'm haven't lost much. Um, at this point, I'm really considering that I'm gonna have to start doing something um, in terms of some sort of exercise. The little bit of extra activity that I was doing kind of went away once I started working because I don't have the time to do it now. There I go again. I told you it's early. I'm tired. But yeah, so there's a bunch of us, a bunch of my friends and I, that have been talking. We're all bigger guys. We all could stand to lose a few 100 pounds. But we've talked about getting together and sort of starting a little support group amongst ourselves to kind of push each other, support each other, and get to a place to where we can actually get to where we feel comfortable with ourselves and like ourselves and are enjoying being ourselves. So that's something we're going to start at the beginning of the year. Kind of start fresh. We're going to share our own best tips with each other. Something I plan on talking about here when that happens. Some of the tips I've heard from them that might help you guys out a little bit. Stuff like that. Recipes and things maybe that they try or use or whatever that works well for them. Because, I mean, my whole goal in doing these videos is to get you guys in a position to where whatever you can do that would work for you so you can feel better, it is something that can be done. So whatever that is, it doesn't matter to me what it is. I'm not here to tell you what to do. I've been talking a lot about Weight Watchers in my videos, but oh, good lord. But that doesn't mean that I'm saying that Weight Watchers is the be-all, end-all for everybody. I don't think it is. I don't think that anything is the be-all, end-all for anybody. I think that everybody has to find something that works well for them and do that thing. Um, uh, Now, I know she watches my videos, or at least she said she did, but Alicia at work, yesterday I left early. I'll talk about that in a minute why, but when I was leaving, I meant to just say, see you later, and she was walking out of the break room with a Mountain Dew in her hand, and she thought I was um, calling her out on it, and I wasn't. I mean, I don't care. I mean, you do whatever you think you need to do. If that means you think you needed to drink a Mountain Dew because you're not feeling well that day, you're tired, or you need a boost or whatever, then do it. I'm not going to judge you. I mean, it is what it is. I don't really. I'm not in this to point fingers at people and say, oh, you shouldn't be doing that. I don't care. It doesn't. Whatever you think you need to do, and however you feel comfortable, that's your own personal thing. It doesn't matter to me one way or the other how you go about getting to where you want to be to feel comfortable with yourself. Now, don't get me wrong. When I see people that are thin or feel comfortable with themselves, or however you want to describe it, and they're drinking the Mountain Dews, and they're eating the pizzas, and they're eating the hot wings, and they're eating whatever, yeah, I get a little bit disgusted. Not because they're just doing it because they don't care. It's like, God, I wish I could do that. I wish I could be that person, be like that. Um, because there are a lot of things that I would like to still have right now, that I can't, because I can't trust myself with them. Soda is probably one of the biggest things. I've talked to my wife about it, and she said before, we've been away from soda for over 2 years now, and I don't miss it one bit. And I'm like, I do. I do every day. Almost every day. Maybe not every day, but oh, gosh, it happens a lot. That when I like see someone cracking open a Mountain Dew, I get that taste in my mouth, and I'm like, oh, wouldn't it be awesome to have a big drink of that right now? Because I really loved it that much. Uh, I don't know. I just do. I think about it all the time. I mean, I honestly, and there's going to be a lot of people out there that get angry with me for saying this, and I really don't care, because it's how I feel. But to me, the way I feel with Mountain Dew is the way I imagine someone with any other sort of addiction feels once they break that addiction. They have to make a conscious effort every day not to break that cycle. To continue breaking that cycle, I guess is a better way of putting it. To not go back to it, to not go back to drinking alcohol, to not go back to, you know, shooting up heroin or whatever it is. I have to make that conscious effort every day because I know what it's going to do to me, just like what alcohol will do to you if you don't stop, or what heroin will do to you if you don't stop, or meth, or whatever it is. It just so happens that my addiction is legal. It has no social issues, like social negativity attached to it, I guess, except for, there is a bit of social negativity to fat people, so maybe there is, I don't know. But if I tell people I drink Mountain Dew, they're not going to react the same way as if I tell somebody that I drink every night, and I have 7 beers every night. If I say I drink 4 Mountain Dews every day, or 5 Mountain Dews every day, they're not going to react the same way. So there is a difference. I understand that, but to me, the feeling that's associated with it is no different. Now, I have a friend who is an addiction counselor. I've never actually talked to her about this, and maybe I should, but um, yeah, I do think that that's really the way it is. That's really how it feels. But anyway, moving on from that, because I don't want to talk about that anymore. Let's talk about my week a little bit. My week has not been the best. I feel like I say that a lot when I'm on here, um, but lately I have had some crappy weeks. So this week, let's see, we had our furnace go out here in the house. It's out right now. Um, it's freaking cold in here. I've got a blanket over me for that reason. Um, so we do have space heaters. There's one right here behind the computer on the floor. There's one in the hallway down here, and actually one of the things that I did is I don't have a vent pipe on the dryer right now. Because the dryer went bad before. I think I mentioned that on the video once before. And I fixed it and replaced it and everything. I never put the vent pipe back on because I had to go buy a new one. Because I just never got around to it, didn't have a chance to. Well, now I'm purposely leaving it off because when I run a cycle through the dryer, it makes the house a bit warmer. It makes it more humid too, but it makes it feel more comfortable in here because it makes it warmer without having to use too much extra electricity. I'm already going to use that electricity anyway. Might as well get some benefit out of it besides just to dry clothes. Um, Use it to warm the house as well, you know. Um, I'm not a green person, I don't think, but I try to do my part, do a little bit. I cook with cast iron, so I'm not buying pans all the time. Um, I try to reuse things as much as possible. I have no examples close to hand, but usually do on my chainmail stuff. The stuff I keep my rings in, you know, the rings like this before they get woven, I keep them into old, like peanut butter jars and jelly jars, things like that. So I always have that around for containers um, instead of going out and buying containers and throwing them away and whatnot. I really try. I'm trying not to yawn, I promise. I really am. But yeah, so there's that happened. The first one out, and that's at first it was not bad because here in this area, I live in Cincinnati. If I haven't mentioned it before, I think I have. But here in this area, in the last couple of weeks, the winter has been extremely mild. Just about a week or two ago, it was in the 60s every day. People out there probably in the West are probably snorting right now when I say that, but usually in December it's around 25 degrees every day or something like that. Well, a couple weeks ago it was nice. It was nice. It was warm, sunny, but in the last about week, I guess it started around Thursday of last week. It's been rainy. It's been drab, and it's starting to get cold. Um, I haven't looked today at the weather yet. The TV was on earlier, but I turned it off to do this. Um, but it's been in the upper 20s in the morning and the low 30s in the afternoon and the evening. So it's been getting pretty cold in here. Uh, I do have a cousin who works on heating and air conditioning. He's an HVAC guy. He came over and checked out our furnace, told me what was wrong with it. It's a rollout switch and a high limit switch, I believe is what he said. And both of those things need to be replaced. Now, I found them online for like 30 bucks total in parts. He told me he could find them cheaper. Uh, that was 2 days ago. I haven't heard back from him. Supposedly, once we get the parts, he's going to come and fix our furnace. I need to talk to him today and see uh, if that's going to be anytime soon, because it's getting freaking cold, and I want my heat back on. It's cold in here. Uh, so yeah, it's not. I mean, it's not horrible. It's not freezing. I'm not sitting around in a coat all day or something. But it's not exactly comfortable either. It's a little on the chilly side. A little chillier than I would like it. Let's put it that way. And then the other thing that happened is my wife's grandmother passed away on Friday. So that was not a very good thing. Sorry, it was Thursday, I believe. Uh, I honestly don't remember. It was Thursday or Friday. The last couple days of last week are really a blur because it was sort of an unexpected thing that happened. So I don't honestly remember. I want to say it was Friday. I think it was Friday. But yeah, she passed away last week, and she was a great woman. I didn't know her all that well. I'd only met her a few times in the time that my wife and I have been together because they live a decent distance away. They don't live in town here. Uh, her father's side of the family. We, I mean, I've seen her several times over the years for different family functions and things, but I don't think I really got a chance to really know her very well. But what I do know of her is that she was always uh, a very happy person. She was always in a great mood. She was always glad to see you. Very warm and loving person. Um, she will definitely be missed. Uh, the funeral for her was last night, and the people where I work were very gracious to allow me to go home for half a day so I could spend some time with my wife to make sure that she wasn't going to be home alone after having gone to the funeral. Um, I wanted to be there for the funeral. She decided it would not be the best idea. For whatever reason, I guess she just wanted to be there with her family and kind of have some alone time, which I respected, and I let her do that. But I really didn't want her to be at home alone after that. I know the time after a funeral, I've had to go to a few myself, unfortunately, and the time after a funeral is usually the worst time because that's the time where you start thinking about things and sort of reflecting on the person that you just said goodbye to, and it can get overwhelming. The emotions can get overwhelming. So I didn't really want her to have to deal with that by herself and be here thinking about that all night because I wouldn't have been home until 9 o'clock last night with my new schedule, and the funeral was over at I believe it was over like 1 or 2 o'clock. So um, I went ahead and worked a half a day, left at 3:30, and came home. So they were very gracious in doing that, and I really appreciated them helping me out with that and allowing me to be home with her. So I really appreciated that. Uh, and then came home and kind of spent some time with her and made sure she was okay. Uh, because of how she was feeling, we decided to splurge a little bit on points last night, and we had spaghetti and meatballs. Wasn't the worst dinner. I'm not trying to say that it was ridiculous. I used very low-fat ground beef. It was a ground sirloin. Made meatballs and cooked those so that all the fat would come out in the oven. And then I transferred those into the sauce, and then we had um, that over spaghetti. Just a couple meatballs, some sauce on some pasta. No cheese or bread or anything like that. So it wasn't, like I said, horrendous, but it's probably a few more points than our normal dinners would be. Um, but it was okay. It was a comforting meal. It's what she wanted. Made her feel better, and that's really all that matters. And then here we are today. Uh, yeah, and today's already been a bit of an interesting day. It's not a horrible day. I'm not going to say that, but the morning started out kind of strange. My in-laws live right across the street. I think I've mentioned that before. And my sister-in-law called up because she works from home, and her office outlets aren't working. Um, so she called up to ask if we knew anything about that. I've replaced outlets before. Um, Told her I didn't really have time to do it today because I am going to be going to work in just a couple of hours. So, and I have some things I got to get done here in the house, including that laundry that I mentioned before is in, and a few other things. I got to do some dishes and stuff. So I wasn't going to have time to go there and help her out today. So my wife took over an extension cord. We have one of those big sort of industrial extension cords. I took that over there so she could plug in another room, so she could still go ahead and work for the day. And then maybe tomorrow morning or this weekend I'll go over there and I'll actually check out the outlets, find out which one's bad, and I'll go ahead and replace it. I have a few replacement outlets here in the house that I've kept around because, like I said, I've had to replace outlets here before a couple times. This is a bit of an older house, not ridiculously old, but it is a little bit older, and the people who lived here before did have kids who, you know, sometimes kids can be a little rough on things, so we've had a few outlets go out, a few switches and things, and I've replaced those here and there. So I have a few replacements just hanging around, so I wouldn't have to run to the hardware store to get things if I need to replace them, because it has happened before. So I'll go over there and do that probably tomorrow or over the weekend. That wasn't that big of a deal, but yeah. So that's kind of been my week. It's been a little bit crazy. The only thing I can think of in terms of Christmas that I want to talk about, it, you know, in terms of food, is it's pretty much the same stuff I talked about back at Thanksgiving, and that's, you know, it is the holidays, so you should allow yourself to enjoy yourself. Um, don't go overboard. Don't push yourself. Don't gorge. Don't pig out. But don't hold yourself back really either. I mean, hold yourself back from going overboard, but don't make things in such a way that you feel like you can't enjoy yourself because you can't have a meal with people that you care about. If you're going to a Christmas party and you're sitting down and you guys are having a meal with friends, and you know they come out and oh, here's what we have for dinner tonight. You've got ham and you've got turkey and you've got roast beef and you've got mashed potatoes and you got, oh, I can't have any of that stuff. I'm on a diet. Not only are you going to make yourself look like a douchebag and a tool, that in the middle of this party you have to start talking about how you're on a diet, you can't eat all these things. Um, you're going to feel crappy anyway because you can't participate in this event with your friends and your family. So, yeah, my advice is go ahead and participate, have the meal, just don't go crazy. When it comes time to actually serve yourself, or, you know, if that's the case, if it's a buffet type thing, make sure to make smart choices. You know, if you have the choice between roast beef, turkey, and ham, go for the turkey, of course, because that's a better choice. If you have the choice between salad and honey glazed carrots, go for the salad. Just go for good dressing and not a lot of it. If you have the choice between, you know, a dinner roll or no dinner roll, probably go with the no dinner roll because that's going to be a better option. You know, things like that. If you have a choice between scalloped potatoes and green beans, go for the green beans. You know, you don't want all that cheese and milk and cream and potato and everything when you can have a nice, fairly healthy green bean. You know, just things like that. You have a choice between, I don't know, I'm trying to think of, make a stuffing and steamed broccoli. Go for the broccoli. You know, just make smart choices, but don't cut yourself off. So I guess that's my advice for the holidays. I mean, I know it's not there yet, and we still have a couple weeks, and I'm probably gonna have another couple more of these videos. Let's see here, to be about one more, one more video and one more yawn before the end of the video. But yeah, one more video before Christmas, so I'll talk a little bit more about things then. And then I guess in my next video after that in 2 weeks, I'll talk a little bit about New Year's and how I plan to look at my New Year's Day and New Year's Eve. And then I'm also going to talk about my birthday. My birthday is going to be coming up just after New Year's. I'll have one more video before my birthday, My birthday is January 4th, so I'll have a video on January 3rd where I'll talk about how I'm going to, plan my birthday and do things for my birthday. And that's going to be pretty much it. So that's the end of this video. It was a little bit longer than the last couple because I started so early in the day. I do apologize for the last 2 videos being so late. I don't understand what happened there. I started going through my videos on my computer and realized that the last 2 videos I did actually never posted. So I got those up now. You should be able to see those. And I do apologize for that. Not sure. I just totally spaced out on it, I guess. I realized I thought I'd already put them up, and then I realized I didn't. So, yeah, that's pretty much it. So until next time, keep waging a war against your waistline. And I am your portly paladin. Thank you very much, and have a good day.